everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Moves, Beats, Balance and Banana Chips, your weekly dosage of humorous, inspiration and motivational stories. We also discuss life, art and the process of surviving a Bharathanatyam warm-up session without calling an ambulance. For those of you who've been regularly watching my podcast would be knowing by now that Bharathanatyam was not my cup of tea. For those of you who are watching my podcast for the very first time, I request you all to sit back, relax yourselves with a hot cup of filter coffee and some banana chips to munch on, because I can assure you that the remaining part of the journey is going to be beautiful. Now, a few seconds back, I had mentioned that Bharathanatyam was not my cup of tea. Then what was it? I was recruited into this lifelong journey of this beautiful dance by the two important superheroes of my life, my husband and my mother-in-law. Now, when I say mother-in-law, people usually think about the kitchen politics or the suspiciously oversweet sambar that we make. But mine was like Yoda with jasmine bread. One day, she saw me sitting exhausted in the corner of my sofa, wearing a pajama, holding my 3-month-old like a ticking time bomb. She said, "Make hay while the sun shines. Go out and follow your passion." Honestly, at that point of time, I did not know if I had hay or sunshine. But I remember very clearly that when an Indian mother-in-law gives you permission to leave, you just don't ask for questions. You run and grab the opportunity immediately. Now let's picture this. Say in September 2020, I had stepped into a dance class. It was a whole new identity. It was sweaty, it was scary, and the room was smelling of move spray. In October 2020, I had my first group dance stage performance. In December 2020, I had my second group dance stage performance. At this time, I was officially and magically getting back into the game of doing mudras during the day and changing diapers in the night. Now, we've finished the festival part or the filmy part of the story. Now let's move on to the elephant in the room. When I say elephant in the room, I do not mean any difficult squats or yoga positions. Elephant in the room clearly means the challenges faced by every Bharathanatyam dancer. In January 2021, I stepped into a real dance class with Indian women Bharathanatyam dancers. Let's say it was a mixed bag of awesomeness. They were moms, they were multitaskers, they were working women, homemakers and caffeine-fueled warriors. Most women there were lean, bendy and supple like an elastic rubber band when I was having struggled to maintain an Aramandi position. Aramandi means sitting in half position with the heels pointing towards each other and the toes point in opposite directions. Now this can be challenging and a bit painful as well. I always used to waddle thinking it's just Bharathanatyam. How hard could it be? Until reality really struck me in. I used to struggle standing in Aramandi since my thighs used to burn and I used to wonder if I would need a paracetamol or call the doctor. That's when the process of body shaming and bullying all started. They were a group of women who whispered to me saying, "New mom, huh? Maybe you should start doing yoga classes. You deserve that better." They were another group of aunties who were looking at me up and down as if my photo was supposed to be given to a gym for a before poster ad. Ladies and gentlemen, I fell down, devastated. I also wondered if it was the right decision to step out of my house into a dance class. Maybe I should have been the family snack distributor or an emotional sponge for my loving family back home. This is when my eldest daughter stepped in. She was like mini Durga, hands on her hip. She came up to me and said, "Mom, you were an inspiration to many of us. When a woman steps out, she does not step out just for herself. but she steps out for the entire womankind. At that point of time, I did not know if I should hug her, cry, or nominate her for an award. But all I knew was I had a powerful TEDx speaker in the making. I wiped my tears, adjusted my dupatta, and went back to dance class, this time with my daughter by my side. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the magical moment started. It was two generations, one music, one rhythm, and one beat. We started doing everything together: side lunges, warm ups, cool downs, squats, and even synchronized panting. If you ever want to bond with your daughter, skip Disneyland, skip Legoland, do a 20-minute exercise at 6 a.m. in a hot room while your knees sound like maracas. It was no longer about who had curves or how flexible we were. It was all about showing up every day, sweating gracefully, and of course, finding joy in every moment that we did together. Just like every dance drama, our dance story also has a turning point. Now, I would like to take pride and pleasure in introducing you to the most important person who sows the seeds of love, affection, willingness in the tender minds of many people. She is an important person who encourages many souls to dance gracefully. Yes, you got that right. We switched to a new teacher. The amazing Srimati Kritika Meenakshi. No judgments, no size charts, and no silent comparisons. Her only mantra was dance to perfection. I nearly cried again, but this time it was about relief. She focused on strength, on technique, on warming up the mind and body and cooling down our hearts. She made our difficult moves easy and our easy moves to flow like running water. She always said that your dance does not need to be perfect. Your rhythm does not need to match someone else's. As long as your heart beats with passion, you're already doing the most beautiful dance of all. Curves, corners, and looks were deceptive for her. She even taught my daughter a Natyakram sloka, which she's going to apply it for life.
Natyakram shloka. Yato hasta tato drishti. Yato drishti tato manaha. Yato manaha tato bhava. Yato bhava tato rasaha. Meaning, wherever our hand goes, our eyes follow. Whenever our eyes follow, mind is developed. And whenever the mind is developed, expressions flow. And whenever expressions flow, we make a beautiful dance.
Once upon a time, I used to doubt myself in front of the mirror. But today, I stand tall, proud, confident, and completely unapologetic about my journey. Thanks to the three most important warriors: my husband, my mother-in-law, and Srimati Kritika Meenakshi ma'am.
Let them judge you. Let them misunderstand you. Let them gossip about you. Their opinions aren't your problem. You stay kind, committed to love, and free in your authenticity. No matter what they say or do, don't you dare doubt your worth or the beauty of your truth.
My daughter and I have performed together, fallen together, rise together, and laughed till our bellies ache. The same bellies where people once commented and mocked on. But we decided to move on, grow, and shine. To the beautiful ladies and the handsome gentlemen out there, if ever you've been told that you're too old, you're too soft, you're too late, just don't listen to them. Tie up your hair and show up. Because when you dance, you just don't dance for yourself. You dance by holding all the moments that once held you back. No matter your size, shape, stage, or age, always keep dancing. Because if you're lucky, I'm sure your daughter will join you to double the rhythm, double the joy, double the beats, and most importantly, double the laundry.
God will not fail you. God will give you the desires of your heart. You just have to trust in Him and know that He didn't bring you this far to let you down.
Thank you for tuning into this episode. If you ever feel happy, related, and inspired, please pass this on to your fellow human being. Until we meet next, please stay healthy, happy, and positive. Ta-da!